Cool. Shouldn't be too loud. I guess I could check that. I guess it won't let me. Is it really? No, it's up. Okay. Topic 10. Navigating the employment relationship. The employee contract. The individual contract of the employment provides the framework throughout the employer-employee relationship. Changes require offer acceptance and consideration to be binding. Whether the contract's terms and conditions are written or oral, the relevance must be considered for current ongoing matters when significant changes are required. Contract terms include those expressly agreed to, those implied by the common law. Handbooks and policy manuals. Employee handbook, a quick reference for employees providing information on the when, where, and how of working for the employer. The policy manual is in addition to the handbook's questions and answers. The manual also explains why things are done in a certain particular way. Policy manuals. Clearly make it part of the contract and deliver a copy before the contract is signed. A well-written policy manual effectively communicates employer expectations on workplace matters such as benefit entitlements, sick leave or other forms of leave, disciplinary procedures, harassment policy and procedures, probationary periods, termination notices, rules regarding dress codes, and expense accounts. I forgot to do the thing. Whoops. Because I'm dumb. Alright. Shy Guy, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day. You deserve it. How is Smash? You enjoying it? Yeah, when you don't have Smash, you study. You study employment law. Clearly make it part of... This is better, kidding me? There's nothing more than the ultimate battle between employers and employees in contract disputes. Clearly make it part of the contract and deliver a copy before the contract is signed. A well-written policy manual effectively communicates employer expectations on on workplace matters, such as benefit entitlements, sick leave, or other forms of leave. Did you find your Bowser Jr. yet? Disciplinary procedures, harassment policy and procedures, probationary periods, termination notices, and rules regarding dress codes and expense accounts. Okay. Policy manuals. For relatively minor changes to coffee time, for example, it may be suffice to simply make employees aware of such changes. But I don't have the game. Oh, I thought you did. That's right, you don't get to have the game yet. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. You're waiting too. Yeah, I'm just compensating for that. Junior, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day. You deserve it. Thanks so much for coming. I appreciate it. How's it going? I'm waiting for Cramming to play for an afternoon on Sunday. I've already seen spoilers. Oh, of course. Yeah, people are going to be jerks and put them in the thumbnails and titles and stuff. But hey, get some views, so whatever works, I guess. No, it's a jerk move to do. I'm sorry, dude. For relatively minor changes, to simply make employees aware. For major ones, you require significant advance notice. Since the employer is unilaterally changing an important aspect of the relationship, if advance notice is not given, the employee may allege a wrongful or constructive dismissal. Okay, that makes sense. So, like, if I hired Junior and Shy Guy at work to work for me, they're like my money guys. They go to my clients, get the money for me and stuff, and they handle the contracts. If suddenly I just randomly said something like, from now on, you have to drive this specific vehicle. Otherwise, you know, you might have an issue. And I didn't give you any warning for that. Then you can constitute that I'm trying to constructively fire you. That's what I'm trying to do. Maximizing the money. I need a money guy, man. I need one. I'm way too patient with it. Sometimes it takes like 3 months before I get paid. Maximizing the benefits of a policy manual. Incorporate the manual by reference into an employment contract. Provide a copy of the manual to an employee prior to signing the contract. Ensure the manual language is clearly drafted. Apply the policies consistently among employees. Ensure employees have an up-to-date copy. Give as much notice of significant change as possible. Have employees sign an acknowledgement, and ensure employees understand breach of policy consequences. Create a clause giving the employer sole discretion to change the policy, and update the manual periodically to reflect all changes. Okay, so it's like a terms of service. It's a terms of service agreement on a website. That's what it is. Hey, you owe blue money. Exactly. I don't care how you get it. Just get the money. I'm gonna bust you if you don't give me the cash money. I love it. Yep. And I'll give you guys like 30% each or something. Yeah, 30% each. Alright. Whether due to changed circumstances or an oversight, FBI open up. Just scare them all. I just suddenly get emails like, we don't want to work with you anymore. It's like, what did you guys do? Changing the employment contract. Whether due to changed circumstances or an oversight in the original contract, an employer may wish to amend the employment contract during the course of employment. For minor changes, announce and distribute the amendment. So, like, I can use a memo. I can say, like, from now on, could you guys, like, wear a tie, please? Could you just, like, wear a red tie? And I'll just give you a piece of paper that says, red ties, please. For major changes, example, reduction in pay, demotion, provide notice equivalent to common law notice periods, provide consideration, explain consequences for rejecting the offer, and give the employee time to review the change and seek advice. Yeah, another thing is that you can't fire someone if you've trained them. If you train somebody and how to do something, and you can't fire them right away if they keep doing things wrong, you got to give them a chance to, like, to bounce back for a moment. But if they continuously do it wrong over and over again, and it starts causing you issues, then you have consideration to dismiss them, which I thought was interesting. I may or may not have broken through all their walls and crashed into the ceiling. Broke a vase. Sorry. Oh my god. Thanks, door. Oi, mate, you arguable someones. Just use dynamite. Yeah, the clients have no building anymore. Just everyone's under attack. I love it. Alright. Amending the employment contract. Major change. Formalize the change. Employer must provide consideration. Something in exchange for a new promise or new item will be unenforceable. Yeah, or it will be unenforceable. So, yeah, alright. Yeah, so if I do something, then it's like, from now on, you have to drive this certain car. You have to drive this certain car. I want you all to drive Teslas, alright? And in return, I will provide parking spaces here, closer to the entrance, with charging capabilities. Alright? That way you never have to pay to get it charged, and you always get to come closer. So, in return for you doing that, I do this for you. Continued employment may be deemed not to be consideration, as in the Singe case on page 402. I did not buy the textbook. Modification of a pre-existing contract will not be enforceable unless there is some further consideration. Yes. Yeah. So I have to put more into it. I have to be like, look, I have to like have a sit down with you and be like, so, like, I want to do this. What ways can I make this possible for both of us? Maybe I should offer you some money. Maybe I should put 50% into the car. You get to keep the car, but you have to use this car here. Yeah. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to give us muns, but my watch is fast, so it's already up. You're gonna get whooped. I love it. I just imagine you just being there, like, holding, like, a paddle or a baseball bat, and it's just like, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to get us some muns, but my watch is fast, so it's already done. You're gonna get whooped. Oh, I love it. When might a promise not to terminate employment constitute consideration? The employer can establish termination with little or no notice is possible under the contract, and termination is genuinely intended unless the employee agrees to the new terms. Okay, I'm done now with the term intimidations because I can't think of any more. Yo, you guys are great at it though. You guys are gonna have to be my money guys after. Unless the employee agrees to the new terms. In this case, it would be like, if I said something like, you guys have to use this specific airline, but I'll pay for all your tickets to get here, you know? When forbearing from terminating the employee may constitute sufficient consideration for entering the new, less favorable contract. In summary, to ensure that a negotiated amendment to an existing contract is enforceable, the employer should give the employee time to review the new terms and seek independent legal advice. Introduce an amendment when another aspect of the contract is changing as well, such as pay increase, signing bonus, or increased vacation time, so there is new consideration. Otherwise, the employer may have to advise the employee that termination with reasonable notice or pay in lieu will follow if new terms are not agreed to. Constructive dismissal and reasonable notice. Constructive dismissal. The employer unilaterally makes substantial changes to the essential elements of the contract. Explains consequences of rejecting the change. Yeah. So like there was this case I read where this guy installed cameras in the lobby of his office, watching everybody to see if they're stealing pens and stuff, but they weren't necessarily told. So it was constituted as constructive dismissal and harassment. Employee may accept counter offer, inform the employer the change is constructive dismissal, quit and sue the employer for pay in lieu of proper notice, stay and sue. I love this song. Stay and sue the employer for difference between old and new salary. Constructive dismissal and reasonable notice. Pew. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. You deserve it. Thanks so much for coming. I appreciate it. It's great to see you, man. How you doing? We're just doing homework today. Gonna study for my final. It's in 6 hours. I leave in 5 hours. Should hopefully go well. When you got Super Smash Bros, but you got some British things at the door. Thugs at the door. Yeah. I still love that line, man. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to give us a month, but my watch is fast, so it's already up. You're gonna get whooped. I love it. It reminds me of a Dashi saying or something. Constructive dismissal and reasonable notice. Potter versus New Brunswick test. Has the employer breached an express or implied term in the employment contract? Did they? Yes. Did the employee consent? Would a reasonable person see the breach as substantially altering an essential term of the contract? No. Would the employer conduct a lead reasonable person? I read this one. What was this one? No. Alright, promotion. A change to the contract. An employee should not be forced to accept a promotion. If an employee is unable to perform a new job satisfactorily, in the absence of just cause, return the employee to their pre-promotion position or provide reasonable notice or pay in lieu. Yeah, absolutely. You cannot force them to take the position. Pure genius. Monitoring the contract. Reminder systems are critical aspects of contracts containing time-sensitive clauses, such as probation periods, fixed-term contracts. The benefits of time-sensitive clauses may be lost if there is no forward system or system to diarize significant dates. Fixed-term contracts. Again, it is important to monitor expiry dates. I forgot to grab something. I'm going to be right back. Sorry. I got like major test anxiety, so I forgot to grab my pills so that I can stay calm during the test. Alright, fixed term contracts. Again, it is important to monitor expiry dates. If employment is allowed to continue off after the fixed period, employment for an indefinite term is implied and reasonable notice is needed to terminate the new contract. You may also wish to include a definite notice period. The message is that all contracts... Shut up, Bonnie. They also wish to include definite notice period. The message is that all contracts should be periodically revisited to ensure they accurately reflect the current relationship. Employee performance appraisals, not a form of discipline. If done well, an opportunity to provide genuine feedback. I hope I pass. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do so well. Alright. If done well, an opportunity to provide genuine feedback. Be honest and balanced. Communicate job standards clearly to employees. Give employees a chance to respond. Document the appraisal and give employees a copy. Set future goals. Keep performance reviews separate from salary reviews. Salary reviews. Keep salary reviews separate from performance reviews. Well, yeah. No mandatory obligation. What did you do? 18. Okay. Oh, it says slide 18. Somehow they brought it down there. DLF me on one of my Twitter clips. Bow, bow, bow. Did you just build a wall? Looks like Fortnite to me. Hey, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that was amazing. You got them all there and got them attacking them all. But yeah, it looks like Fortnite to me. It looks like Fortnite, doesn't it? I think so. This is the 7.0 update. That's what it is. My phone's literally charging at 0. Oh, lucky you. Caught it just in time. Just repeat my phrases and then he'll give you it because they're scared. I blocked Dio. You better show him the blocked picture. Keep salary reviews separate from performance. No mandatory obligation to provide annual salary increases unless employment contract specifically requires it. Advance notice required for significant salary decreases. Alright. Progressive discipline. Discipline must be proportionate to the misconduct. If an employer fails to respond to misconduct within a reasonable time period, this may be regarded as condonation. Condonation is, we looked over this last time. It's like, if I saw Professor Shy Guy picking on every non-mod, every non-mod in the chat, and I just, like, ignored it, then that's me basically giving you permission that it's okay to do that without actually saying it. That's what it is. Good old Krusty versus Bisque. Wait, what is Krusty versus Bisque? It sounds like a Pokemon thing. Progressive discipline for less serious infractions of rules is based on a series of increasing steps by the employer. The first occurrence, the verbal warning. Second, written. Suspensions of various lengths if they are unpaid, they may be viewed as constructive dismissal. Oh, I didn't know that one. Final written warning, dismissal for cause. Progressive discipline, step by step. Outline the acceptable standards and consequences. Explain progressive discipline process. Retain the right to skip steps when justified. Clarify that this is discipline, not performance feedback. Document every step. Wait. Oh, wait, this is that one. Oh, is Krusty the shrimp dude? The popcorn shrimp dude? Explain the problem and steps required to remedy. Ensure steps are realistic with timelines. Ask for employees' comments. Set up a follow-up date and train managers. Yeah? Okay. And Bisque is the shoe dude? Is that right? Or the hat? I think it might be the shoe dude. Train managers. Final warning stage. State the next step is dismissal. Oh my god. Okay. Unless an express/implied term of the contract suspension without pay might be constructed. may be constructive dismissal. Okay. Onus is on the employer to show that the context aligns with an implied term. Custom and past use of unpaid suspensions, presumed intention of the parties. Include unpaid suspension in a clear, well-communicated, and consistently enforced progressive discipline process. Be reasonable. The unreasonable suspension is constructive dismissal. That's like if I find out Junior didn't use that line, and I just suspended him, and I'm not paying you anything for like the next week, then that can be considered constructive dismissal because it wasn't in our contract, you know? Yeah. Probation. Corrective probation to put the employee on notice that performance is being observed. May be constructive dismissal unless provided for within the contract. Could include progressive discipline. Oh my god, Nick! Could include in progressive discipline processes. Provide a reasonable opportunity for an employee to improve. No, I didn't do it, boss. I swear to you. Too bad, you're suspended. No pay for a week. May be constructive dismissal in a non-union workplace. Employment standards codes do not necessarily equate to an employer rights to lay off temporarily. Alright. The Alberta Code states that employers may lay off temporarily for up to 60 days, 2 months. Meeting the minimum requirements does not prevent wrongful dismissal actions. The BC Act is more restrictive. Temporary layoff is a termination unless there is a layoff procedure in the employee's contract, or a layoff is a standard practice in the industry. Even if allowed, layoff cannot exceed 13 weeks in 20-week periods. Okay. Insured contract allows for layoffs and provide notice. Oh, shucks.
Hey, it's Rosalia. Check out my new song, Di Mi Nombre, from my album El Mal Querer in the new YouTube Music app.
What was that? Okay. Planet Robobot was awesome. Alright. In my opinion, it was better than Star Allies. Attendance management. Culpable absenteeism. Blameworthy absenteeism. Now, innocent absenteeism is legitimate medical or other causes for absence. So, what's culpable is if you just felt like not coming into work. You know? Culpable if you fell asleep for the 4th time after your alarm went off. Innocent, you fell asleep once. It's okay. It happens. Or traffic. There's a giant storm outside. There's no way you can get to work in 20 minutes. Instead, you're working an hour. That's innocent. All right. I want some new controllers. Should I ask for green and pink or red or blue? Green, pink. Green and pink. I think that one, personally. Attendance management programs require a person or number to call if late or absent, giving as much notification as possible, giving anticipated date of return, explaining when a doctor's note is required, explaining the form doctor has to take, providing info about employer's contact program, providing procedure for returning employees, red and blue. Red and blue is also basic. See sample letters addressing absenteeism in Appendix C. Vicarious liability of employers. Under common law, employers have a duty to take reasonable care for the safety of their employees, as well as others who may come into contact with the employees. Employers become vicariously liable, legally responsible for harm caused by conduct of employees when it occurs during the course and scope of their employment. Authorized by the employer, unauthorized but connected with authorized act. Alright. Sorry. I need water. Holy crap. Alright. Employer may be liable when it serves alcohol at a work-related event and it is aware an employee is driving a company vehicle while intoxicated. Yeah, Mugford versus Kodiak Construction. Kodiak let Mugford just go in the car and drive because he said like, oh, I'm okay. They just let him go. So Kodiak was considered vicariously liable for Mugford. because it was their job to make sure that he was safe while on property while going in the car, right? Alcohol guidelines. Limit intake by providing a small number of tickets. Hire professional servers and tell them to refuse to serve intoxicated employees. Serve food, not just alcohol. Provide free transportation from office parties. Insist guests use it. Provide designated drivers. Keep contact numbers for family members on hand. Appoint people to monitor alcohol consumption. Jacobson versus Nike Canada. Jacobson asked by employer Nike to bring vehicle to annual trade show. Twice supervisors brought cases of beer to where the crew was working. Told them not to consume more than they could handle, but no one checked their ability to drive. Driving home from work, Jacobson stopped at a pub for more drinks. On the way home, he was involved in a car accident that left him a quadriplegic. Yes, is the employer liable to Jacobson? Yes. Yeah, the employer owes a higher duty care and failed to act with sufficient care in the circumstances. Yeah, hey. Thumbs up for studying! Yay! I got a thumbs up from Gatamon! How you doing, man? I hope you're having a great day. You deserve it. Are you playing Smash today? What team is everyone for Smash Splatfest? Oh, jeez. That's a tough one. I have an equal number. I don't think Dark Pit should be in the villains, just saying. I think he's an anti-hero. That's all he is. He's not a villain. Oh, boy. I'll go, because Link and Pit are in the heroes, I'm gonna go heroes. Yeah. Flynn worked in Forge department. Flynn drank for hours before he came to his overnight shift. He drank in the parking lot during breaks. He drank after his shift after he got home. He was also drinking while driving when he got in an accident, seriously injuring John and the third party. Note, Flynn had participated in an employee's EAP and had signed a last chance agreement. Alright, was the employer liable for John? Yes. Because they knew he had a drinking problem and failed to adequately monitor him. Because the EAP in the last chance indicates that they did in fact know that he had a drinking problem, but they did nothing to solve it. They offered no chances for him. They offered no chances. No, they offered no chances to get better. They offered no rehab. They didn't send him to a doctor. They didn't do anything. Thus, they are liable. Boo, yeah! I feel good about that. Pew, go, pew! Not feeling too well? And no? Alright, looks like we're all waiting. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, though. Is it like a sick thing? Like it's like a cold? Or a stomach flu? Or... How about just don't give him alcohol? In this case, they weren't giving him alcohol. In this case, he provided his own alcohol, right? The previous two, they did provide alcohol, and because it happened on property and they didn't ensure that they were able to get to the car in time, they were held liable. In the case for this one, John versus Flynn, he's providing it himself. So they are, just because they knew he had the problem and they did nothing to solve it. They gave him the last chance agreement and they gave him the EAP, but they didn't provide any chances to get better. Yeah. How about end all alcohol in the world, making World War III? That would probably cause World War III. Hunt versus Sutton. Hunt was an administrative assistant at a real estate office. She attended her by the way, these are real cases. She attended her employer's Christmas party where she had quite a bit to drink. When she left the party, her employer offered her a cab, but she refused it. She later went to a pub and drank more. On the way home, Hunt was in a serious car accident and suffered a brain injury. Was the employer liable to Hunt? Yes, because the employer supplied the alcohol at the party. No, because it was not at work. Yes, because some of the drinking occurred at a work-related function and the employer failed to act with adequate care after noticing her intoxication. It's C. Yes. Yeah. Even if she refuses, it's still your job to make sure that they're safe. If you're the employer. If Shy Guy, Junior, Pew, and Gatomon, if you guys all came to like a work function and you guys were all my employees and you guys drank and I noticed that some of you guys were a little tipsy and you guys just said, no, don't give me a cab. And and you guys went out anyway and you guys got hurt, that would be on me too, because I provided the alcohol. I let you guys go without. I should not have been able to let you guys go. You guys should have either stayed at the office, should have called a family member, or I should have found another way to get you home. Yeah. Well, then that's illegal for me. So, okay, if you guys were 18 in Canada and you guys were drinking, there. Holy crap, that was an easy one. I like that. I like that PowerPoint. That was nice and easy. This is the longest one of all of them. So, here we go. Occupational health and safety. I actually have a certificate through them, so I'm actually pretty okay with this. Alright. Oh, to be 18 again, right? Right? Run from the police. It would also be my job to make sure that you don't drink then. And you're not there past 9 o'clock without permission from your parents. There's that then. How's that? If I let that happen, then it's illegal. Thus, I get in trouble. Runs faster than Usain Bolt? Holy crap. Alright, occupational health and safety, everybody. All provinces have extensive legislation to prevent accidents and illness resulting from work and to compensate workers who are injured or made ill by work. Key issues are preventing accidents and injuries at work, enforcement of OHS, compensating employees injured at work. See Chapter 9. Can't read it. I have been to that website, yes. Overview of changes. As of June 1st, 2018, larger employers, 20 or more workers, will be required to have a joint worksite health and safety committee for work lasting 90 days or more. Alright. Smaller employers will be required to have a health and safety representative for work lasting 90 days or more. An employer can use an alternative approach. I got hiccups, man. Oh boy. An employer can use an alternative approach to meeting these requirements with approval from an OHS director. All right, some of the changes that came from the occupational health and from the federal Occupational Health and Safety Act. All right, the right to refuse dangerous work. If I were to ask, let's say, Junior and Pew, while Gaudamon and Shy Guy are out collecting my money from me, if I were to ask Pew and Junior to go and, let's say, I need you guys to... Let me think. I accidentally threw out one of my hard drives into the metal bin in the back, right? I need you guys to go in there, into the bin, and search for it for me, please. It has such important words in it, alright? Has such important work on it. I need you to go in there. You guys have the right to refuse it because rusty metal can hurt you, alright? It's dangerous to jump into a pile of metal. I have to find another way to get that hard drive. Catches us. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him! Starts to die of lung failure, coughs blood. What are your final words? Spits out blood. Nip. Oh, subscribe to Mr. Beast. My Pornhub account. Sure, as long as I get money. Oh yeah, you're still getting money. You're out with Gaudamon. Y'all are collecting that money for me. But the other two, I needed to stay back and jump into that metal bin. Workers have the right to refuse dangerous work and be protected from reprisal for exercising their rights and responsibilities under legislation. So if you say no, I can't get mad at you. If I tell Professor Shy Guy and Gaudamon that you guys have to speed off the edge of that bridge and land on the other side like an action movie, you guys can say no, and I can't get mad at you. and I can't hurt you. Like, I can't be like, alright, you're suspended for a day. You know? Jump into a dumpster? Yeah, right. And that's dangerous too, because we have no idea what's in the dumpster, right? Employers must ensure workers understand the hazards at the workplace, know what needs to be reported, and have the support to exercise their right. So a hazard in my case would be if I gave you all computer chairs to work on websites, and you guys sat down for 9 hours. No breaks. That's considered a hazard, because it's bad for your legs, and continuously typing like that, you're at risk, higher risk for carpal tunnel and stuff like that. You guys have the right to breaks. So basically, employers must investigate the matter in cooperation with the Joint Worksite Health and Safety Committee or Health and Safety Representative, if there is one. Employers would not be able to take or threaten discriminatory action against a worker for exercising their rights and duties under the legislation. Workers can continue to be paid their normal wages and benefits while a work refusal is being investigated. Exactly. So if you guys say no, then now I gotta have Carter over there. I gotta have to have Carter, my office, my assistant, my YouTube assistant. He has to come in here and he has to find out why you guys said no to jumping in that bin, or why you guys said no to jumping off that bridge. He has to find out why, and then he has to, and then Carter has to be like, oh yes, that it was indeed dangerous, you know. All right, he's new. He helps editing Nick edit videos. Oh, I meant you better give me that porno. I mean those special documents. Or Krusty Sean's best platoon character. No, because it's got homeless people in it. Overview of changes. Parties are to refrain from causing or participating in harassment or violence. If y'all start making fun of Carter, if Carter shows up wearing a watermelon outfit or a banana outfit, because my work has no dress code except for just wear a shirt and pants. If you all are making fun of him for wearing a watermelon outfit, y'all are harassing him. You guys are bullying him. You guys have to refrain from doing that. You guys cannot make fun of him for that. I'm sorry. One little monkey jumping off a bridge. Supervisors, well, can it be a mango outfit? Sure. Carter's wearing something ridiculous. He's wearing a mango outfit. There we go. He also has like a party hat on. And he has sunglasses. As long as he gets his work done, I'm fine. All right, Carter, you're fine. But you all can't make fun of him. All right, seriously. Supervisors have the legal responsibility for occupational health and safety and be responsible for preventing violence and harassment. Workers will be responsible for protecting their own and others' health and safety at work sites and refraining from violence and harassment. Definitions of the new act. Harassment means any single incident or repeated incidents of objectionable or unwelcome conduct, comment, bullying, or action by a person if the person knows or ought reasonably or know will or what will cause offense or humiliation to a worker or adversely affect a worker's health and safety. It includes the conduct, comment, bullying, or action because of race, religious belief, color, physical ability, mental disability, age, ancestry, place of origin, marital status, source of income, family status, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation, and a sexual solicitation or advance may exclude any reasonable conduct of an employer or supervisor in respect to the management of workers on a work site. Violence, whether at a work site or work-related, means the threatened, attempted, or actual conduct of a person that causes or is likely to cause physical or psychological harm or injury, and it includes domestic and sexual violence. So you guys can't be talking to him like, you better take off that mango outfit or I'm gonna slap you in the head. It's just like, man. You can take the picture. You can't just post it online with the intent of making him feel bad, you know? Yeah. Carter needs a raise. He does need a raise. I don't pay him at all right now, so... Alright, reporting serious injuries, incidents, and fatalities. The government must be notified when a serious injury, incident, or fatality occurs to ensure it's adequately investigated to prevent future occurrences. So, if Gottleman and Professor Shy Guy decided if somehow crossing that bridge was not dangerous, if they did it anyway, they went over the bridge gap and landed, and when they landed, Professor Shy Guy like broke his arm, I would be investigated by the government. Alright? Oh, and I'm coming in wearing a mask ready to go on the next assignment. Is it an Ash Ketchum mask? Maybe. Oi, bruv, you gotta get that Nancy outfit out right now. My gaming arm. Exactly. And now I'm even more trouble now, because now it's gonna cause emotional distress. Because now Professor Shy Guy cannot game. He can't play Smash. He can't get that next world record in Mega Man. I'm gonna get double sued. I'm gonna be on the streets because all my stuff is gone. My money's gone all to him for the next like 15 years. He won $2 million from me. Threshold for reporting a suit, and no insurance is gonna cover it because they don't cover emotional distress. Usually they cut out at that point and leave you to dry. Memeless nonsense, you guys. Threshold for reporting of serious injury will be changed to an injury that requires admission to hospital. That's the threshold. If you have to go to a hospital, they have to know. If you didn't have to go to a hospital, then you can get away with it. So maybe instead of sending you to the hospital, Shy Guy, I'll just like get some duct tape and a stick, and I'll just lay your arm on it, and I'll just duct tape it. That way it stays straight for I'm gonna say 3 months, and we'll see how it is after. George is 1 foot. By the way, I've given up playing Tundra Man stage. Someone beat it by 5 seconds because it got a perfect RNG run. Oh yeah, I would give up. But dude, you did really good though. Like seriously, you still did excellent with it. Like the ones that I did see. You did the electrical one, you did that one. Still, proud of you. I mean, around sometimes someone's gonna find faster ways to do things, especially with updates, you know? Employees will be required to report near misses, incidents that had the potential to cause a serious injury or accident. So, if you guys are all having tea, and you find out my electric kettle is leaking, and one of you could have been electrocuted, you guys have to tell somebody. You have to tell the occupational health and safety worker that you could have been electrocuted. Bear Grylls equals duct tape on a stick. I can't even beat the stage that fast anyway, without screwing up. That's okay, dude. I'm still proud of you. Like, you're still like one of the fastest people on Earth. Occupational Health and Safety Act. The act relies upon the Internal Responsibility System, the IRS. A shared responsibility. That's not the taxing one in the States. We have something else. We have the CRA. That is our revenue. That is Canada's revenue one. And tax service. Oh, mate, I got electrocuted. Oh, sir, I just got shot by a faulty radiator. All those things would have to be reported. Exactly. And then I would get in trouble. An act relies, you guys don't want to work here, I guess, eh? A shared responsibility whereby each workplace party has duty to ensure a healthy and safe workplace. Workers, not just employees, are covered. The only provincially regulated workers who are not covered are those working on farms or ranches, and those who come into residence and are directly employed by the occupant. Oh, right. In 2018, 2016, I remember seeing the picket lines. Farming became included into it. Please zoom now. Your working environment's so unsafe. Shake my head. It's too unsafe, I'm sorry. But don't tell anyone, please. And that is where I get sent to jail. But note that the act was amended to give coverage to paid farm workers and ranch hands. I need to go blow my nose. I'll be back. You're suing for $69.69. You're suing for $9,000? Honestly, those are all very lowball. Probably get a couple $100,000. Alright. Note the act was amended to give coverage to paid farm workers and ranch hands. Alright. So if you're my kid and I don't pay you, it doesn't apply to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it applies to Carter, because he's the one. I'm paying him. I'm actually paying your brother Carter, alright? I'm sorry you don't have any rights here. All that many rights. To him. Sorry. I'm suing for infinity. Well, thanks for the help. Preventing accidents and injuries at work. Internal Responsibility System requires employers to establish mechanisms within the organization to combat hazards and to facilitate the right to know and the right to refuse unsafe work. Joint Health and Safety Committee, the JHSC, is very effective practice. New in Alberta, currently only required a direction of minister. The external health and safety standards fixes minimum health and safety standards and creates mechanisms for enforcement. The Internal Responsibility System, the IRS, is the centerpiece of the establishment of an internal responsibility system at the worksite level that requires the employer and employees to identify and reduce and eliminate hazards. A shared responsibility whereby each workplace party has duty to ensure a healthy and safe workplace. Employers, workers, supervisors, prime contractors, owners, suppliers, corporate officers, and directors. Where the OHSA is breached, several parties, including supervisors and workers, may be held personally liable along with the employer. Focus on prevention. Oh boy, I could have become a soggy when I met you back. Give me a fixed up 1 sec. Who else watched Lifelight backwards with lyrics? I can't say I did. I haven't even watched the first Lifelight with lyrics, to be honest. Duties of workplace parties. Section 1. Owner is respect of work site means the person in legal possession of the work site, or if the person in legal possession does not request the work, the person with an ownership interest in the work site who requests that the work be done. Owners must maintain site premises in a way that ensures health and safety of anyone or at any site. Yeah. So, the homeless guy that might be sleeping on the edge of the building is under the same safety cautions, you know? Alright. Obligations of employers. Overriding general duty of all reasonable precautions to protect the health and safety of all workers at the workplace, both employees and other workers. Sounds sure as far as reasonably practicable. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, that's what everything we just read. Who's the most intimidating guy you know? Oh my god. There actually is a guy. Intimidating. I actually went up against him. His name was Muhammad. It was we had to do. It was in the communications class, and he was intimidating. He was intimidating. Oh boy, he even had a good handshake. And I went up against him in a practice job interview. I didn't hire him. He failed. No, he didn't fail. But he turns out it didn't really work for him. But I went up against him when he was trying to hire me. I got the job. It was awesome. I felt so good. It was so awesome to go against him. I felt so good about it. Alright. Obligations of employers. Ensure that workers are aware of worksite safety hazards. Ensure that workers are aware of their rights under the OHSA. Establish Occupational Health Safety Act policies and programs. Provide them maintaining good condition, protective equipment, clothing, and devices to ensure the use of the same. Provide workers with training and supervision. Help JHSCs carry out their duties. Cooperate with WCB. Refuse to employ. They spelled that wrong. Refuse to employ underage employees. Keep accurate records of biological, chemical, or physical agents as required by regulations. Report accidents, injuries, or illness. Was he like 10 foot? No, he was like 6'4", which is like 8 inches taller than me. He was tall. Wait, so YouTubers have to have gone through an interview? No, you don't have to. No. This was at school. Fingers crossed this is my last course. Alright, every worker shall, while engaged in an occupation, take reasonable care to protect the health and safety of their worker and of other workers present while the worker is working, and cooperate with the employer for the purposes of protecting the health and safety of the worker, other workers engaged in the work of the employer, and other workers not engaged in the work of the employer but present at the work site at which that work is being carried out. Just a joke. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him! Darn it! I am 5'8". That's how tall I am. Yeah. I think I grew an inch in high school. And that was it. Use or wear protective equipment, clothing, or devices required by the regulations. Report any missing or defective equipment or protective device that poses a danger. And report any known workplace hazard. Refuse to engage in horseplay. Ensure that ability to work is not compromised by drugs, alcohol, or other causes. You're 5'8". I believe it. And you're 12. I believe it. Some people get their height really early. They absolutely do. And you might still be getting way taller, dude. 5'8", and you're tall. Oh man, I feel short. That's awesome though. Ensure the ability to work is not compromised by drugs, alcohol, or other causes. Maybe because everyone else was taller than 5'8" around me. Obligations of others. Prime contractors ensure coordination of all parties to the workplace is complying with the OHSA. The owners provide and maintain a premise that is being used as a work site in a way that ensures health and safety and compliance with the OHSA regulations and orders. Suppliers provide tools and equipment that are in safe operating condition and ensures that these designated substances or hazardous materials comply with the WCA and regulations. Officers and directors take all reasonable measures to ensure compliance with the Act's regulations and any other orders. I've always been one of the tallest. Oh, they'll catch up to you, dude. But you'll still probably be one of the tallest. Absolutely. You probably will always be. Workers have 3 core rights. The right to participate in the health and safety process, mostly through joint health and safety committees. The right to refuse work they believe is dangerous to themselves, or other worker, and the right to know. These are important. The right to participate, so they can be part of the committee. They're part of the process in which you guys have the right to participate, which means that if Shy Guy's broken arm bugs you that I duct taped it with a stick, you guys have the right to participate and make your committee to tell me that was a bad idea and that we should bring him to the hospital. The right to refuse work, we went over this. Carter says no. Here's another example. Carter said no to putting his hand near the electrical octopus in the wall that showed us static because I wanted to unplug it. Exactly, that's a bad idea, boss. There we go. And then you guys start like finding ways to make things safer. You guys make sure that hard drives are properly labeled and stuff so that they're never thrown out in that bin again, or even by accident. You guys make sure that GPS is on the cars. That way we know where you are, you know, for safety reasons. Like if suddenly we don't find you for like 3 hours, you're supposed to be back 2 hours ago, we can look into it and see, oh, they went down a bridge and now like there's no water at the bottom. They fell onto the bottom and the tires popped. They ain't going anywhere. The right to know about potential hazards to which they may be exposed. So if I'm hiring you, you have to know about that kettle. That kettle is bad. You have to know that you guys have to go through that chain fence that has one sharp barb. You guys have to go through that to get into the building. I'm sorry, you have to. And then you also have to go through a little tiny doggy door, which leads to a bigger door, slightly bigger, about half my height. So roughly about 2 foot 6, whatever, 2 foot 4. No, 2 foot 9. 2 foot 9 high door. And you have to go through that too. And on the other side of that is an alligator. And you have to pass that alligator to get through the other normal sized door to actually get into the office. Look, security is tight here. I have no control over it. New dress code, wear rubber, everything. There you go.
Rosalía, check out my new song Di Mi Nombre from my album El Mal Querer in the new YouTube Music app.
Oh, it's an ad. Did you guys see the Avengers trailer today? Oh, excited. Oh boy. I don't do doggy doors. So, in this case, Garamon, if I said you're fired for that, you'd have rights to sue me for constructive dismissal. Because it's like I put that door there to try and fire some people. You could sue me for that. Absolutely. Y'all have no idea how much this is actually helping, so thank you for participating. In Alberta, the JHSCs are not mandatory unless ordered by the minister. However, employers often establish them voluntarily. President of Everything says all things must be made of rubber. I bet you missed YouTube Premium. Oh, you have no idea. I keep wanting to listen to music with my YouTube music, and I have it, but you can't just listen to the music. You have to keep it on with the music videos. The Omnigod rises. No, in June 2018, JHSC will be required in these cases for work lasting 90 days or more. Larger employees, 20 or more. Smaller employees, 5 to 19, are required to have a health and safety representative. You can use alternate approaches as well. Oh boy. If unionized, the union selects the health and safety representative for the workers. Otherwise, the workers make the selection independently of the worker. That's why I don't. This is why I don't eat when I keep having hiccups. I apologize. This is why I don't eat on test days. I can't stop the hiccups. The union selects the health and safety representative for the workers. Otherwise, the employees make the selection independently of the employer. Any JHSC is one of the reasons. Any JHSC must have at least 3 members, with 2 to 6 worker members and 1 to 6 employer members. All must be employed at the work site, and at least half must be worker members. Max number 12. The JHSCs are to be co-chaired by 1 worker rep and 1 employer rep, and must meet monthly, and the minutes of meetings are to be posted on the work site. Omnigod is back in Discord. Welcome back, Omnigod. Powers and duties of JHSCs. Identify potentially dangerous situations. Obtain information from employer regarding workplace hazards. Make recommendations for improving safety, to which the employer must respond in writing. So when you guys are making that group, this is what you guys would be doing to tell me, like, these things have to change. Investigate work refusals. Can you give us an electric kettle that doesn't shock us? That might not send me to the hospital for the day. I'm tired of saying goodbye every morning. I don't know if I'll come home from an office job. Investigate work refusals. Investigate serious injuries in the workplace. The right to unsafe work. Workers have the right to refuse work, where they honestly, subjective, and reasonably objective believe that the work is likely to endanger themselves or another person. Rubber. Some occupational restrictions apply. The employer is expressly prohibited from dismissing or otherwise penalizing a worker for exercising the right to refuse dangerous work. The right to refuse unsafe work. No worker shall carry out any work if, on reasonable or probable grounds, the worker believes that there exists an imminent danger to the health and safety of the worker. Carry out work if reasonable. Yeah, alright, so you can say no. Especially if it's immediate. Let's see, his danger might be an inherent part of the job. Oh no. No. Okay, I thought it was an actual song. The right to refuse unsafe work is restricted for some occupations because danger may be an inherent part of the job, or because exercising the right would put others at risk. Alright. Okay, alright. I understand now. So, if a girl gets in a car accident because she stole a python from her ex-boyfriend, and the python, and she runs right into a streetlight. And the python is around her neck, then you have the right to refuse the work and get someone else in, like an animal control person, to take care of the python. Because poking it might make it worse, or trying to get it off might make it worse. Actions following notification of danger and anti-reprisal rule. Following notification, the employer shall investigate and take action to eliminate the imminent danger, ensuring that no worker is assigned to use or operate the tool or equipment to perform the work unless the imminent danger is eliminated. The employer must also prepare a written record of the worker's notification, the investigation and action taken, and given the worker given the notification of the copy of record. With somewhat Norse fonts in the name, because why not? I know. Yeah. Section 36 prohibits reprisals against workers who refuse work. Due to imminent danger in Section 37, details of complaint must be filed with an OHS officer. Alright, the two-step procedure for refusing work. You tell a supervisor, and if the worker believes there's imminent danger that still exists after the investigation, you'd bring it to the OHS. Yeah. Alright, cause of the work, investigation performed. What action was taken to address the investigation results? There is so many slides. Alright. Oh god. 35, Section 7. Section 35, Part 7. Game guy, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful day because you deserve it. It's great to see you. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Now turn this down. Sonic is so loud. Is it Sonic or is it Mega Man? It's Mega Man. Limits to the right to refuse work. If an employee is simply being difficult, claiming that he refused work because it was unsafe, will not excuse to refuse work. Alright, yeah. Yeah, so if Game Guy here, if your guy's fellow new employee, Game Guy here, if I asked him to say, can you bring this box of hard drives down to the basement? And you said, no, it's unsafe. Look at those stairs. They're stairs. I fired you. I fired you simply for just not wanting to do anything. Yeah. So here's an example. Not that you would. The right to know. You have the right to know about all the hazards and how you're supposed to use it properly. So, if you want to use a buzzsaw, you have to stand behind the yellow line. You have to stand behind the yellow line in front of the machine. Not to go any closer at all. You keep your hands around the yellow lines on the machine. You don't bring them any closer to the blade, ever. Yes. Okay. Wimmis. That's right. It's like chemicals. It's like, are they poisonous? Are they... Are they poisonous? What kind of fire hydrant? Fire extinguisher should you be using with this particular fire? Stuff like that, you know? What's a weird funny thing you have on the internet? I have on the internet? A weird funny thing? I don't know. I have no idea. It's not really... No, yeah, it's not even mine. I don't really have anything funny, to be honest. Or weird. It's a tough one. What about you guys? The Alberta OHS code details comprehensive guidelines. Ignorance of the law is no defense. So if you don't know the law, it's not a defense. The rules set out safe practices to follow with regards to the variety of processes, including working alone, overhead power lines, scaffolds, temporary work platforms, residential roofing, lifting and handling loads, fall protection, just to name a few. I hear Jojo. I have been summoned. Is it Jojo? It is Jojo. I gotta watch that still. We'll see. Anyone else get stream lag? Oh, are you guys getting laggy? Oh, it ain't too bad. Oh, here anyway. Alright. Attend to worker immediately. Then, attend to injured worker immediately. Then, according to first aid administered. So in this case, when Godomon calls me that Professor Shy Guy has broken his arm because they decided to go across a bridge, and the car landed too hard, and I get there, and I also have Junior there. Game Guy and Carter and Q are back at the office. They're maintaining things, you know, taking phone calls as needed, getting my money. I get there, I put the duct tape on him with the stick, and we have to record that. We have to say where it happened, so his arm broke. Oh, and then we also have to go to this bridge. We gotta seal it off for the moment. In this case, because the public would probably need the police, though. Begin thorough investigation right after medical help. So we have to look at the car. We have to see why exactly what happened, and they did indeed drive off. And they attempted to use... and Shy Guy attempted to use a piece of cardboard to keep the car flying in the air. I have a Google Doc of the Squid Kid commercial meme. Just some copy and paste work. Oh, wow. Wow. That's awesome. It is, yeah, weird and funny. I wouldn't say it's weird, though. Prepare and file WC. This is so boring. Oh, my God. Alright, yeah. Examine equipment, take photographs, samples, interview all witnesses, have someone witness the interviews. Prepare and have witness statements signed. Do not tamper with the site. Develop and implement remedial action plan during the OHS investigation. Consider the right to counsel. Right. So am I going to need a lawyer? After he breaks his arm? Reporting and investigating injuries and incidents. Be sure to read this bulletin in its entirety. I don't want to. How long is it? Alright, can't even be found anymore. Wonderful. Alright, what types of injuries and incidents have to be reported? According to the OHS Act, injuries and incidents... Alright. You have to report deaths. You have to, if they've been admitted to a hospital for more than 2 days. Oh, so I wouldn't have to report it if you just broke your arm, because they probably cast you up in that same day, right? Involve an unplanned or an uncontrolled explosion, fire, or flood that causes or has potential to cause serious injury. Alright. Just email me, I'll reply with it. Alright, there we go. Anyone wants to do it? My nose is so stuffed. Involve the collapse or failure of any component or building or structure necessary for structural integrity of the building or structure. So when the bomb went off at the library here, they have to report that to the police because it impacts the structural integrity. It also goes with the witness because you don't know what kind of chemicals were released when that car bomb went off, you know? It's still closed, by the way. We cannot get into that building at all. It's still... Alright. Tips learned from Module 3. Investigate the incident, identify causes, report findings, corrective action, implement and evaluate effectiveness. Was it a re-bomb? No. A guy, I don't know what the guy was... I have no idea why the guy did it, but he just went there. He set off 2 car bombs. He had a third one ready to go. But it messed up. Yeah, it went bad. I saw pictures of it. Like, it was like... Just like... The walls are black. It's crazy. Alright. Alright, we're getting closer. A rebound. Just that's all you hear when it goes off. Alright. Enforcement. OHS inspectors. Most inspections are random on little notice. OHS inspectors have broad powers, including the right to enter workplace at any time without a warrant, the right to issue orders to comply with OHSA and regulations, order any place equipment process not to be used until violations are corrected. Right to question anyone in a workplace, issue stop work orders, and require posting of notices. Due diligence defense. A health and safety program which meets due diligence standards will designate a senior manager responsible for compliance, develop health and safety standard policy, provide safety orientation, conduct regular inspections, hold monthly safety meetings, support and respond to JHSC, train all workers in rights and responsibilities, Ensure all managers and supervisors are instructed on obligations. Discipline those who fail to comply. Have a director responsible, standing agenda item, with annual compliance audit. Implement safety recognition system. Keep equipment in good order. Penalties. Maximum penalties are $500,000 and/or imprisonment for up to 6 months for first offense, plus $30,000 per day for continuing offenses. So, when when you guys made fun of Carter for his mango outfit and his party hat and stuff, that constituted bullying, harassment, and stuff. It's my job to make sure that didn't happen. But if he goes after me, I can be penalized up to $500,000 and or possibly sent to jail for 6 months. Yeah. Maximum fines for repeat offenses, $1 million and or 12 months. I said he needed a raise. I know you did. I'm sorry. I mean, detective was the most fun thing. Yeah, no kidding. Oh god. What are we listening to? Oh, Sonic Mania. Oh my god. Kinda sounds like a church rap. OHS incident investigations, how the process works. Step 1, you investigate. 2, you lay the charges. 3, conviction and sentencing. Oh. Yeah. $60,000 per day for continuing offenses. Oof. So if after, let's say after he sued me, he got $300,000 from me from you guys making fun of him. All right. I'm a little more disciplined now. But when Shy Guy and Gatomon go over, and I'm scared for his broken arm, and I decide to use the duct tape and the stick, and I don't report it. I have broken car wheels and everything. Gatomon is partly delirious as well. After the whole thing, he might have hit his head, and I didn't report it. Instead, I tried to give him Advil, trying to avoid this. I could be charged $1 million. And then I go to jail for a whole year, and I would lose $60,000 per day until that's all fixed up. Until his arm is properly cared for, and Gatomon is properly analyzed. You know? Oh boy. Criminal liability of organizations. Amendments of criminal code make it a crime not to take reasonable steps to prevent bodily harm arising from the work. Organizations, oh my god. Organizations now liable for the combined effects of actions by several employees. Alright. So if let's say, alright, Pew and Junior, you guys are in the garbage. You guys are in that bin looking for that hard drive. If I told Game Guy and Tacos to please take these boxes of hard drives and throw them out into the bin, and you guys are still in the bin, and you guys got hurt, then all combined, I would be in some serious trouble. I would get charged $1 million, and I'd go to jail for a year. Cram, exactly, Tacos. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day, man. You deserve it. How you doing? Thanks for being here. How's those hard drives and bins? Exactly. And now Pew and Junior are hurt, and man, I'm crazy enough. And it didn't help. I would totally take care of you guys, by the way. Don't worry. Organizations be made liable for actions of senior officers as before, and for members, agents, and employees. Yeah. Maximum criminal penalties include fines, no maximum imprisonment, up to life imprisonment. Oh! So I can be charged more than the $1 million because y'all are getting hurt. Because now suddenly Pew and Junior have not tinnitus, the rust disease, the one that gives you lockjaw and stuff. I can't remember what it's called. And now Tacos and Game Guy, they hurt them as well. And now they're crying. They got emotional distress. I'm going to jail for 5 years now instead. I'm being charged $2.5 million as well. And I'm losing $60,000 a day until everybody's fixed. Oh, I cut myself on a pool table. Darn it, ping pong table. Darn it, tacos. Now I'm going to get charged for that if I don't report it. Okay. Planning for pandemic. Employers have general and legislative duty to take every reasonable precaution to protect the health and safety of workers. There's also an implied common law duty to ensure the health and safety of the employees. Example, SARS outbreak, avian flu, H1N1 flu, Ebola. Yeah. So, if you think you have the flu at all, if I run a restaurant, right? I run this fancy chicken finger restaurant. I make the best chicken fingers in North America. No one can question it. The best fries, well, everything's fresh, it's delicious. Even have grilled options. Grilled chicken fingers. And you know what? They're delicious. If you guys are my waiters, and I say, if you guys have the flu at all, you guys cannot call in sick. That's not a reason. You guys have to be here, alright? You have to be here. And it turns out one of y'all had H1N1, and you guys spread it to my employees and stuff. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble, alright? Or just the regular flu. We have to stop it. So, like, if you're sick, you have to call in sick. You cannot come into work because we're handling food. I do not want my chicken finger eating customers to be sick, alright? I also got a haircut. Ooh, nice. Do you like it, dude? Did it come out well? Components of a pandemic plan. Ensure employees have credible, up-to-date details on what they should or should not do. Provide a channel, a website that allows employees to post questions and comments. So you guys can go online anytime you want. You guys can go to nicksworkplace.forum.com and you guys can talk about things. Yeah. Minimize direct interactions between employees. Plus, if you have the flu, you can give the customers. Exactly. You can't have the chances of spreading a pandemic, right? Minimize direct interactions. Create distance between employees by altering the physical workplace. Allow employees to work from home. Yes, you guys have to work from home, actually. You guys have to use the longest pizza stick. Pizza turner, whatever. And, like, weight the food to them from home. Adopt cleanliness standards, disinfecting desks and computers, and providing hand sanitizers. Ensure absenteeism. Policies don't encourage presenteeism. So, the absenteeism thing, like, basically, like, look, if you're not here for work, you lose out on some money, you know? You like, don't get paid or something, which is illegal, if you're sick. Like, that would encourage presenteeism. That would make you want to stay here even if you're sick, you know? And if you guys are working on computers, I'd have to give you hand sanitizer to help prevent it, you know? Like, stay healthy, y'all. Get rid of 99.9% of those germs. Sneeze on Blue's chicken strips because he couldn't work when I have the flu. Exactly. There's also that. I cannot get injuries for I'm the Omnigod Junior Fug. Hard drive lands on your head. New product in case the company fails. Blue sticks. There we go. Perfect. I actually really hit my head there. It hurts. Alright. Alright. Y'all ready for this? They're all shorter now. Except for this one. That one's the second longest. Alright. Resignation and retirement. I think we did this one together already, didn't we? Y'all ready for this? Oh. Alright, you return to your office to find a letter of resignation on your desk. JD says that she'll be resigning in 4 weeks. You've been quite pleased because you have been wondering what to do about her poor performance. Actually, you'd prefer if she left immediately. So what do? What we do is we offer her pay in lieu. So, now that means she can go now. Instead of being here for the 4 weeks, I cannot listen to this again. Alright, you offer her pay in lieu for the 4 weeks, so that means she doesn't have to be here. And we can start looking for somebody else. What we have to do is we gotta sit her down, do the exit interview, have her sign off, and give her the money. That's it. And then we can start hiring somebody else. Ted comes into your office and yells, "I quit!" You're delighted because Ted has always been a handful right from his date of hire 4 years ago. Can you go ahead with hiring a replacement? Is there something you ought to do first? You cannot start hiring a replacement yet. You can't even fire him yet. Because even if he says, "I quit," he's angry, obviously, right? If he just yells, "I quit," there has to be actual intent behind it, and it has to be... It can't be under duress. It can't be like under a different emotion. You can't be angry and be like, "Oh my god, I quit. I'm done." Like, it doesn't count. What the heck? There. Alright. Little does he know, I know his weakness. Drops hard drive on Junior's big toe. No! My Achilles toe. Why'd you quit, sentient teddy bear? Exactly. Employee resignation. Absent coercion, a letter of resignation is typically binding upon the employee, but some cases suggest retraction is possible up until the employer communicates acceptance. Employers should thus accept employee resignations in writing. Yes, writing is the best way to do it. On resignation, wrongful dismissal damages are not available. Employer only owes employee outstanding wages and vacation pay. But employer cannot reduce wages or any other term such condition of an employment until the date that employment actually terminates. Resignations must be truly voluntary. Of course, the employee is entitled to damages. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. Go play that. Go play that Smash. Hope you're having fun with it, man. Yeah. Well, he may be angry, but he's very loud. I guess, yeah. Resignations must be truly voluntary. If coerced, then employee is entitled to damages. Resignation might be inferred from employee's conduct. So if Junior's mad now, believes if he is the Omni God and he's like, "I cannot be bound here anymore. I quit. I cannot be bound to your mortal working conditions anymore. I quit." Unless it's in writing, I shouldn't take that because he might just be mad at the moment, you know. Got the first like. Oh, sweet. Thank you, dude. I know it's just homework. So it's cool of you. Alright. Resignation might be inferred from employee's conduct, but intent to resign must be unequivocal. Clear or without a doubt. That's why you want writing. Yeah. Under the Robinson case, Robinson was a long-service employee who became very upset when certain co-workers accused him of being a bully at a meeting. He repeatedly stated that if these accusations were not withdrawn, he would have to resign. The next day, Robinson tried to retract his resignation, but the employer refused. Robinson sued the employer for reasonable notice. Would he be successful? Yes, he would. Because he was angry. He didn't write it down. He wasn't. No, but he was clear. He was clear. I don't think he would have been. I don't think he would have been successful. Is it chapter 12? I have no idea. But... Mortal's so stupid. Mescarlo worked as a sales manager for this employer for 1 year. One day, the employer blew up over Marcelo's staff leaving a few minutes early for lunch. The employer threw the time clock against the wall. Mescarlo, in frustration, said, "I quit." The employer said, "Fine." If Mescarlo sued the employer for wrongful dismissal, he would likely succeed, because the managers are always entitled to separate. Nope, that's not it. Success, he would depend on whether Mescarlo in his own mind intended to quit. Yes, A. It would succeed. Actually, D. It's D. Oh, God. Tacos.
Alright, guys.
I'm doing Take On Me now.
Alright.
Oh, wait.
Employee resignation. Does an employee who, in an emotional state, yell, "I quit," truly have intent to resign? Better to not fire an employee who resigns. This may constitute wrongful constructive dismissal. If appropriate, advise employee that she will be paid throughout the notice period but should not attend work. Delete that song. I deleted 3 of them.
What's that I found? Mine diamonds. Mine diamonds.
There we go. Lightning strikes down multiple times in quick succession. Yesterday I was at a cousin's band. Did you guys hear Mortal Kombat 11 is coming to Switch? I thought it was cool. Yesterday I was at a cousin's band concert. I recorded 2 really good videos. One where my feet danced to the music. Oh, nice! Oh, nice! They must have been really good then, eh? Really good music. Oh. Examples of situations that would not be deemed a resignation. The employer informs their employee that they will be fired unless they resign. Is procured under duress and is invalid. An employee is absent from work and is told by an employer that they will be deemed to have quit unless they return by a specific date. An employee storms out saying, "I quit." Not deemed a resignation unless the employee confirms his statement by remaining away from work or returning equipment after a reasonable period of time to calm down. Breach of fundamental term. An employee may sometimes allege a resignation was precipitated by the employer's changing a fundamental term of the employment contract. Damages for constructive dismissal may be awarded based on an objective standard. Would a reasonable person believe the employee resigned in response to contractual breach? That's what it's basically about. Pokemon Plushies Trader, how you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. You deserve it. How you doing? Thank you for being here. I was just going to loop. We're just studying. I got my final this afternoon. Tonight. So we're kind of cramming a little bit. Under the common law, the employee has a legal obligation to provide reasonable notice of resignation. However, wrongful resignation actions against employees are rare, unless the employer can demonstrate that it suffered a loss as a result. Most document costs of finding and training replacement. Employers may want to include notice of resignation requirements in contract. Can provide employer with useful information. Why is the employee leaving? That's what the exit interview is for. Ensure all property is returned. Outstanding obligations reviewed. Duty of confidentiality. Ongoing restrictive covenants. Stuff like that. So things like, did you have an NDA? I should remind you have an NDA. Are you allowed to work anywhere within the next 6 months in this industry around the specific distance of the work? You cannot do that. You signed this. You know? Second one was when my cousin was just sitting there looking salty when her instrument group wasn't playing. That's wonderful. Gotta show her it. I'm doing homework too. Oh, nice! Yay, 2 people doing homework. Alright, we're almost on this one. Retirement. Mandatory retirement at age 65 may be challenged as age discrimination under the Human Rights Act, the Alberta Human Rights Act, because of the way age is defined, which means 18 years of age or older. In Alberta, employers can only maintain a mandatory retirement age if they fit into the exception for and have a bona fide retirement or pension plan. They must show that age is a B4. And satisfy Moiran test, the Moiran test. Namely, that the plan is rationally connected to the job. Hiccup. It's implemented in good faith and reasonably necessary. Thus is impossible to accommodate without causing undue hardship. Enter the wonderful world of old people. It's important for this. Impact of abolishing mandatory retirement. Now employers must prove age is a B4. If the employer has no retirement or pension plan, performance management issues intensify. Duty to accommodate issues with older employees, duty to accommodate age also arises. So, as age comes up, it's like as your employers get older, if you don't have a plan for them to retire, you have to accommodate it. You have to start having, let's say, more bathrooms. You might need to pay for more medicines. You might need to provide them a way to get to work if they can't drive anymore, stuff like that. Need to document performance even more carefully. Reasonable notice or termination may be longer for older employees, especially for long service employees. Benefit plan issues, if limited to those under age 65, may be challenged as discriminatory. The payment through the notice period, a subtle but significant distinction in a way a notice period is handled, may preclude the possibility of wrongful dismissal damages having to be paid by an employer who is concerned about resigning employees' access to sensitive business info and extensive contact with clients.
McChicken on the beat. You girl, wash your feet. I'll give your dog a treat.
What?
Walking all over you with my cleats. Fortnite is sucky.
What?
McChicken got my buckies.
Alright. The employer should accept the employee's resignation. Advise the playing some ranked. Oh, best of luck, man. Best of luck. Fingers crossed for I'm sending you all my luck. Well, I need a little bit for my test, but I'll send you most of my luck so that you can get some good teams. Hoping to get Moji leaderboards at least. I hope so. I think you would. Just to notice the rhyme. I did notice the rhyme. Oh, well, yes, I did. I did. Now I know what you mean. The employer should accept the employees. Oh, wait. A subtle but significant distinction in a way a notice period is handled may prelude the possibility of wrongful dismissal damages without having to be paid, or having to be paid by an employer who's concerned about the resigning employee's access to sensitive business info, extensive contact with clients. The employer should accept the employee's resignation, advise the employee that she'll be paid throughout the notice period, but she should not attend work. Oh my god. That's another one done. Look at that, we're already 4 done. Before that we had one, look at that, we had to read through all of these. These had 90 to 135 in them. That's why it took us so long last time. No wait, we're on 4. This is the last... No, it's not really the last really long one. Did we read this one already? I thought we did. We have time though, so I'm gonna keep reading it. Alright. What is Just Cause? Well, it's a wonderful video game about blowing things up. That's all. Ask whether the employee breached the employment contract in a fundamental way, such that the employer is no longer bound by its contractual obligations to provide notice or pay in lieu. Coats. I keep slipping into the hello. Courts will that's new. I don't like it. Courts will refer to precedent to determine whether just cause exists. Employers may wish to use certain measures to reduce the likelihood of being held liable for wrongful dismissal. Progressive discipline ensuring procedural fairness. Onus of proof. The onus falls on the employer to show on a balance of probabilities that the employee breached the employment contract in a fundamental way. If criminal acts are alleged, the onus may be even higher. One may need to establish means via intent, as well as actus reus, the act, as in criminal court. Near cause. No way. Courts have rejected near cause. Near cause had on a few occasions been found, but they are no longer accepted. Just cause is all or nothing. Either the employer's breach is significant enough to warrant dismissal, or it's not. Okay. Proportionality and the contextual approach. Proportionality. Any sanction must be proportional to the conduct to which it relates. A one-time incident of theft or serious sexual assault may warrant summary dismissal. Even where a single act is relatively serious, The courts are increasingly requiring employers to constitute penalties less severe than dismissal. Proportionality, the contextual approach. Contextual approach. Consider the nature and seriousness of an alleged offense in the context of the overall employment relationship. Relevant factors include length of service, past performance, discriminatory history, disciplinary history, any mitigating circumstances. Proportionality and the contextual approach. Most misconduct or performance-related problems must occur more than once. The employer must respond in a measured way, looking at all alleged misconduct in the context of overall employment relationship. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay. I also hope I rank down. I only want wins. I guess it's a two-sided sword, I guess, eh? Like you rank down. Oh, I guess no. Never mind. It's not. Yeah, it's a tough one. Oh, I know. Yeah, I guess. No, I don't know what the term is, man. Yes, I understand. It kind of sucks that you gotta hope for it. Let me see here. Might take a 15-minute break. Like after every 3. I just gotta think of something we can, if anyone wants to do anything. Because I'm starting to just ignore what I'm saying, which I don't like. So we'll take a 15-minute break. None of these are very... One round of Jack Party? Maybe? No, there's not enough of us. Oh, what this? If there's anyone watching, would anyone be down for some Scriblio for, 20 minutes? Put it aside. It's a homework stream. It's bound to happen. It's okay. It's all good. Okay? Alright. Even if it's just me and you. We can make it work. We'll pause that. Let's open up Scriblio. Three rounds. Yeah, just 3 rounds. That's it. There we go. Easy 4-1 game. Okay. Nice! Look, your luck's turning around, dude. There we go. If anyone wants to join, you're welcome to. For 20 minutes, we're just going to play a little Scriblio. Yeah. And then we're going to get back to work. It's the funnest thing I think of. And it's free, and I don't have to load up any games or anything, right? Of course, now that I'm bringing ranking down, I win. You're running into the people that are just ranking up, maybe. They're still excited to win. It's Junior. Maybe I should... I'm considering it, but as I know it's just us two. Yay! I see you, dude. I thought you were gray for some reason. You're not gray. Cool. Stupid ads. Wait. I didn't realize there was ads in what's it called? Paladins. Are you talking about the in-between stuff? Actually? No, yeah, now I remember, actually. Alright. I'll just go... Blah, blah. I'll just go to here. Playing some Scriblio for 20 minutes. If anyone wants to play before we go back. Oh wait, no, there's lots. It sounds like. Oh yeah, look at that. There's 3. All right, awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'll just keep it between us. Easy. Easy peasy. Alright. Sure. Ooh, Shy Guy's up first. Wait, why did I turn off the music? I forgot this game doesn't have music. Alright, alright. It's Duck. It's... No! Junior, no! My test is at 6 o'clock. It's 1:30 right now, so there's still 4.5 hours, but we're going really fast. So after every 3, we'll play some Scribblio or something. Oh, you almost got it, Pew. You almost got it. Just need his last name. So close. So close. Duh. I was starting not to pay attention to what I was saying, so this is probably a good idea. Cat, dog. Oh, good idea. No way. No way. How? It's a house. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's a square? Wow, I never would have got that. Not because you're drawing. Just would have thought of the word. Oh my god. Such dramatic music. It's perfect. Yes! Sorry, I'm on a phone. No, you're okay. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. I'm just dumb. Perfect. If you're not last place, you're... You're first. Let's see what I can do with this. Alright. Then you have like an even thicker wall. You got like... Okay. And then like behind these, they often wear orange. And this guy wants out, man. He wants out of there. Like, he did nothing wrong. I mean, you wouldn't... He all he did was download a movie. There's many of these guys here. There's right there. They always wear orange. This guy's mad. This is a tough one. Yeah, prison. Sorry. Had to leave for food because food's important, but I'm back now. Oh, welcome back. No worries. No worries. I figured you went and played Smash. We're just taking a quick... We're just taking like a 15-minute break. Playing some, Scribblio. You're welcome to play as well, if you'd like. Here's a link for you, dude. Alright. Oh! Nope. That was purple. It was not. Oh! No. Burn me. Okay, there's lightning. Okay, we got wind. Oh! There we go. Okay. Alright, alright. I unlocked the puff. Oh, congrats. What's his name? Nap will be jealous if he didn't already. I think he did already, but whatever. Holy cow. How do you like her? Or how do you like in the game so far? This, let's see, there's often lightning in this. Oh, good job, Pew. He did. Puff was his first. Oh, lucky him. Oh, he's lucky. Cat. Mat. Bat. What? Had to resort to that, eh? Alright, this is... You're on a phone? That's okay. Please wait. Okay. It's like that little spinny thing, that spinny icon your mouse turns into when it's doing something. With the blue circle. If you're on PC. If you're on Mac, it's like a rainbow circle. It, in that case right there, you're putting stuff in the back of the vehicle. What is it called? Okay.
And he's a monkey. In fact, an ape to be precise. Lives in the Congo, he played the bongo. Bananas are his one and only vice. They kinda taste like babies. Little ditty, he's just a kitty. A nitty bitty monkey knew.
This looks awful. Oh, what have I done? And it's got like that one's supposed to be all black. Nope. Okay, good. You still got it.
So bad guys scored your nanner horde, and you really better booga.
You know what one we went today? So I know a lot of ones he's unlocked. Oh, nice. We were talking about Puff and we started talking about you. Yeah, indeed, we did. I got the ice climbing a few minutes ago. Nice. How many more you gotta get? It is.
Changed his look, but kept his name.
It's a piggy?
Changed his cow and changed
An elephant.
his dame.
Oh.
But he came and changed the game. And the world wasn't all the same. Come on his way through trees, lift like boogies and shoot into the sky. There's another who's got 10 shoes. What is this and why? Said stop, go, stop, go.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's a fruit-based quest, so let's all monkey around.
Bum 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 bum.
You gotta take him down, deep
Bum,
round the clown,
bum,
but you
bum,
can't make it
bum,
through
bum.
his groove. You got fevers and vultures, giant
I'm just
trees,
getting
got
to it.
demonic coil drum.
Yeah, 27.
Beat your chest on a fruit-based
24.
quest and we
74. I was like, wait, what? You got them all? It's a mouth.
look at old DK is back.
It's a frown. It's a laugh. It's a smile. Okay. Okay. Alright, you up. I should have set it for 5 rounds. That would have been like 15 minutes. Oh!
Hey, it's Rosalia. Check
Oh.
out my album El Mal Querer in the new YouTube Music app.
Okay, okay. course, start talking about Smash at all, and the Smash song starts playing. What is Coke? What is Pepsi? What kind of pop is it? It's I'm not saying the word. Yeah, cola. Let's see. Okay, you guys have this, right? It goes like. There we go. On the other side, there's a red one. Now, the beauty of this little thing, you got it, is that it also comes with this thing, right? So what is this thing over here? And when you put it in this thing, it has a cord in it that goes into a. Okay, sorry. Oh, don't know. It's okay. There's an exploit you can do for more unlocks, but I want to get mine the regular way. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, we did 3. That was like 15 minutes. Alright, well, I'll be back in like an hour and a half. If anyone wants to continue, there'll be another 3 rounds after the next set of PowerPoints. If you guys are okay with that. Thanks for playing. Thank you for the break. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I gotta get back to studying now. Yeah. If we got time, we'll play a lot more. I promise. But yeah. Thank you. I was supposed to get that without one. I don't know. I figured maybe you saw like the advertisements and stuff, the directs and stuff. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, and then I didn't have enough room to draw the water or in an actual dock. Alright, that's right. We're continuing proportionality and the contextual approach. That's what we're doing. Still did awesome though. We all did. Alright. Let's. Okay. Most misconduct or performance-related problems must occur more than once. Yeah, it's called a dock. At least on the Switch, it's the thing that connects to the TV. In real life, it's like the wood that goes out into the water that boats. That doesn't bode well for my exam, does it? That boats can come and dock at. Yeah. I guess like a pier, actually. It's a dock. It's a dock. Go down to the docks. There's boats there. You know, there's boats parked there. I'm gonna try out ice climbers. Have fun. You have 21. Y'all are moving fast. You guys are moving really fast. Most misconduct.
I can see that I will have to teach you how to be villains.
Most misconduct or performance-related problems must occur more than once. The employer must respond in a measured way, looking at all the alleged misconduct in the context of the overall employment relationship. I live right next to one. Oh, there we go. Sorry. That's what I should have done. Boats are docked, not box. Oh, there's a box. Sorry. I can look out the window and see one. There you go then, yeah. That's one. The employer must respond in a measured way, looking at all the alleged misconduct in context of the overall employment relationship. Unpaid suspensions usually constitute constructive dismissal, or may be an acceptable response to serious misconduct. Procedural fairness enhances the employer's ability to establish just cause. Pillar Men plus we are number 1? I don't know. Oh, it is, yeah. I like it, though. I gotta say it. This is the only version of number 1 I can listen to. And enjoy. Sounds good. I gotta hear what Pillar Men is now, though. Here you go. then just like follow the directions in the description. Yeah. We just listened to this. I miss you. Did we listen to this? Thanks, no worries, dude. Pillar Man is dope on its own. I'll have to listen to it. It sounds epic. Investigate an alleged procedural fairness enhances the employer's ability to establish just cause. Investigate an alleged breach of an employment contract in good faith, thoroughly, promptly, and in confidence. Give the employee full opportunity to respond to allegations. There may be a reasonable explanation. There may be extenuating circumstances. Did you listen to that? I think I missed it. I just heard the #1 version. That's why I think it'd be epic. I love Scriblio. Me too. It's a lot of fun. Sorry I can't do more right now, but I gotta be strict with my time right now. Problem act to dismiss for cause and provide some pay. Wait, did I? Oh yeah, consider the misconduct, whether it was planned and deliberate, whether the employee exhibited remorse when confronted, assess the misconduct in the context of the employee's previous disciplinary and performance records. One I had was drugs. When I wanted to pick it, that would have been funny. That'd be okay. Employer not prevented from changing. Loading worked. I kind of like it, but I hate it when people use words. And that's fair too. It is a Pictionary game, you know. It is a picture. It's a picture drawing game. Scrabble would be fun to play with you guys if they ever have one. Employer not prevented from changing its position. May actually discover major cause after dismissal, as in the Latondre case. Did you guys see Crash Carts coming to Switch? That could be a fun one. Honesty is still important, and perhaps the more serious and responsible the position is held, the more that honesty must not only be inherent, but patent. Oh, I remember that case. Problematic to dismiss for cause and provide some pay as a goodwill gesture. Only do so on a without prejudice basis. Clarify this in writing. Yeah, I try to avoid or use similar words like Coke or Cola, you know? Oh yeah, absolutely. That worked. That's okay. Alright, employers need to respond to misconduct or poor performance within a reasonable time. Otherwise, claims they've been condoned, the behavior may be raised. My friend from college showed it to me today. I may get it since it actually has online. Yeah, it seems like it'd be cool. I think that one would be a good one to look at for all of us, to be honest. If anyone else is interested, depending on how many of you guys are interested in it, of course. But even if like 2 of you guys got it, I'd be down for doing videos of it and stuff. Principles pertaining to dismissal for cause. The employee who likes Pepsi over Coke here? I prefer Pepsi. It's sweeter, that's why. Less bubbles. I'm down for that. The employee is entitled to make aware of the responsibilities and restrictions imposed on him or her by the employer. The employee is entitled to be advised of the employer is entitled to be advised of the employer's dissatisfaction and notified that his position is in jeopardy. Cumulative causes may justify dismissal without notice, but the events taken individually would not. So if I caught Shy Guy, let me think. and to go back to that pandemic thing, if I were to catch Shy Guy licking the hard drives, I'd have to talk to him first. I have to talk to him first before anything would happen, because that would go against like the pandemic thing. And so if I asked him and it turned out, oh, I spilled honey all over it, or I don't know, something else. Organic ketchup or Diet Sprite or something, then you can pertain that it's okay. They're both good, they're both bad. Water and milk. Water, yeah, water's awesome. Ice water, man. Ice water. The song I added. What'd you add? Is Sprite good? I haven't had it since I was like 5, so I can't really say. No caffeine, no sugar, or anything like that. Coke is the best. What? Coke has sugar and caffeine. Unless you're getting the gold kind, that is. Diet Coke Gold. But I like Diet Coke. I love it. But mere inadequacies and errors of judgment ought to not be so put together. Positions requiring a high degree of public confidence may impose a higher standard of duty. Abuse of authority and misuse of credit cards may justify dismissal. Willful disobedience may justify dismissal without notice, but the onus is on the defendant to establish that the acts were in defiance of clear and unequivocal instructions or were known to be contrary to the employer's objectives. The question is whether the act disregarded essential or fundamental terms of the contracted service. That's what I have right next to me right now. Nice. Nice cold glass of one of those. Nice. Principles, I used to have one every time I left swimming lessons. It was always one. It was always great. The defendant may rely on, it was once a week. It was like treatment. The defendant may rely on grounds after known to it after dismissal, but only known to it after dismissal, but not conduct after dismissal. Conflict of interest that would cause an employer to lose trust may be a cause for dismissal. The employer is entitled to set any guidelines it wishes, provided the same are not contrary to law, dishonest, or dangerous. An employee may be terminated for cause while on sick leave. If cause for dismissal is not established, when with a straw? Oh, that's nice too, actually. Have you guys used those paper straws that some restaurants have? I've only run into one that uses it. The paper straws are weird. They're weird. If cause for dismissal is not established, the employee will be entitled for notice and a further sum of collateral benefits. The employee may be entitled to damages from mental distress where no notice is given and the termination was carried out in a severe and unfair manner. Punitive damages may be awarded as well. There are two general types of conduct that can justify dismissal: misconduct or problems related to job performance. Historically, any act of dishonesty constituted just cause, but not now. This includes fraud, inaccurate claims for pay, accepting kickbacks, theft from employer. McKinley versus BC Tel, dishonesty must go to the root of the employment relationship to constitute just cause. Failure to disclose that taking a certain medication could enable him to return to work did not fundamentally undermine the employer-employee relationship. The must-see act of dishonesty is the total context of the relationship. So, if let's say if Caleb, what's his name? Caleb? Kevin? Caleb? I think it's Caleb. Trevor? Darn it, what did I call him? Carter. Okay, if Carter is wearing that mango outfit, right? But he's actually the mascot of my smoothie company. We are new booster juice. We are wonderful. We are better. Way better. And it turned out that he didn't tell me that he needed cocaine to be hyperactive. And I thought that was his personality. I could fire him. Actually, I couldn't fire him for that. That's a bad one. I have to offer him help first. But technically that would undermine the whole relationship. But if it just turned out that he was taking allergy medicine because he's allergic to spring, he didn't tell me he's allergic to spring, that'd be okay. That'd be okay. Best way for controlled and easy drinking. Indeed. In Britain, there's a bit of a ban on plastic straws because of the ocean. Yeah, and out here there is too. There is too. Slurp, Rays, mangoes matter too. Mango juice with a slice of cocaine. Dishonest conduct will warrant dismissal without notice if it violates any essential condition of the employment contract, it breaches the bond of trust between the parties, or it is fundamentally or directly inconsistent with an employee's obligations to the employer. The employer can put itself into the strongest legal position by providing clear written policies that outline required behavior. state violations will be cause for dismissal. Communicate policies and enforce consistently, getting the facts, investigate incidents thoroughly, and listen to employees' explanation. When allegations cannot be proven that continued employment is unpalatable, provide a reasonable separation package. Insolence and insubordination. It's gonna be one of those streams again, isn't it? Probably. It probably is. It's heading there, isn't it? You just can't stay away from it. Yummy cocaine. About how long will the stream end? There's probably about another... Oh. Whoops. There's probably another 2.5 hours. Yeah. Usually employers must establish a pattern of insubordination or insolent behavior that continues despite clear warnings before it can establish without warning. But for every 3, we're going to play some Scriblio. And then we're going to end off with these 2. And then I'm going to go. Yeah. No secret game, unfortunately. I'm really sorry, but this is our last homework stream. We can do this, you guys. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miles Tails Prower, how are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day because you deserve it. How are you doing? We're just doing some homework. We're just studying some PowerPoints. Probably not the most interesting, but I appreciate you dropping in. So this goes till 11 for you? Probably 11 for you, yeah. Alright, insolence and insubordination. Usually employers must establish a pattern of insubordination or insolent behavior that continues despite clear warnings before it can establish just cause. Insolent must go to the heart of the relationship or undermine the employer's credibility. You're doing good? Oh, that's fantastic. I love hearing that. It's better than bad days, you know? And I want to play Scriblio? We will, I promise. I'm going to try my luck online with Smash. Best of luck! There's probably already pros out there. Already masters. Oh, alright. There we go. The detective made up for all the boringness. Indeed he did. Incompatibility. General incompatibility may be too vague to warrant dismissal. The employer may need to establish incompatibility with a dominant workplace culture, such that continuing employment may harm the employer's business. Essery versus John Leckie & Co. The dismissed employee was a hairdresser who had greasy hair, smoked heavily, and neglected his appearance. These personal habits harmed the business. Off-duty conduct. But I probably ain't gonna be here for it. It's okay. You guys can still play, right? You guys don't need me. If you guys want to keep playing on your own, that's okay. You just go to the Scriblio, make your character and stuff, click create private room, and then just share it. Yeah. Graphite followed you on Twitter. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Miles. I appreciate that so much. I thought you looked familiar. Sorry. Trying to get comfortable. When there's level 0 Ruckus on your team though, concern. Maybe you played on different accounts. Maybe he's actually good. Realize it's the weekend. It's the weekend! Indeed it is. Indeed. I'm glad it is. I'm very glad. I'm glad this wasn't on Monday. Holy crap. Alright. Oh, that's awesome, Miles. I'll have to check out your profile tonight if you're okay with that. Generally, what one does on one's own time cannot be cause for dismissal. Exception. Conduct that harms the employer's business or its reputation. Clinician versus the University of Western Ontario. A professor was dismissed after being convicted of insurance fraud, harming the university's reputation. But just hold on. Okay, we're good. I heard that doorbell. Alright, Kelly versus Linamar Court. Possession of a child pornography on his home computer led to the dismissal without cause, because it harms the reputation. So if you guys... Sorry, I had to be quiet and listen for footsteps. So, if you guys, when you guys leave my office, if it turns out Miles here, was slamming my business on Twitter. Just being like, yo, Nick's so stupid I can get away with anything. That would be one for dismissal. But Miles wouldn't do that. Miles seems like a cool dude. That would warrant dismissal because it harms the reputation of my business. That's what it means. There we go. Indeed, he was a nonce. Incompetence. Most common reason given, most difficult to prove. First, establish the necessary groundwork. You have to make clear and reasonable job requirements that are applied fairly. That means I can't, like... If you guys are all on the same level, you're all my money people, I can't say, like, Shy Guy, Gatomon, you both have to bring me $50,000 a week. Everyone else, just bring in what you can. That's not fair. That's not fair. I can't, like, fire you guys because you guys didn't bring me $50,000 this week, you know? Provisions of adequate training and support. Below average performance demonstrated, especially because everyone else can just bring in whatever, right? Warnings given that unless performance improves satisfactorily, dismissal will follow. Clear understanding of what is satisfactory performance. Reasonable time provided for improvement and each step documented. Incompetence. Employer must show employee's performance has fallen below an objectively determined level, and the problem lies with the employee, not with inadequate training. Yeah, so I can't fire you if I gave you the training, right? But if suddenly you're just not doing your work because you don't want to, because, like, that lies with you. That doesn't lie with me. Just you not wanting to do it is based on you, so thus it establishes just cause, you know? You getting lag? Are you guys getting lag? Oof, there was some big lag for a second there. Sorry. Alright. Yummy lag. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, there was a moment there. Disobedience is usually best dealt with through progressive discipline. So we start with a warning, 2 is a written warning, and 3 suspension. If it happens again, 4th, you're fired. Yeah. A single act, if deliberate and causes employer substantial harm, may justify dismissal. So, if Tacos and Junior are here... Oh, you're talking about Smash? Oh, I see, sorry. If Tacos and Junior here are playing Smash Brothers, and they decide to get mad at each other, because sometimes when you're playing games with each other, with anything, you just start getting mad at each other, right? Because if someone does something else, they say something, and then you say something, and then you're just mad at each other, you're just furious. If suddenly Tacos starts throwing my computer at Junior, and then Junior decides, like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm gonna throw Nick's amiibo at Tacos, and instead it goes through the window. Y'all are fired because you harmed my business. You wrecked my computer and you wrecked my window with my precious Detective Pikachu amiibo. So disobedience is fat guys and flying paper. In this case, yes, he's destroying documentation. Yes. To constitute just cause, misconduct must be deliberate, involve no misunderstanding by the employee, cause substantial harm to the employer. Chaba versus Ensign Drilling. The employer told Chaba to remove a buildup of ice from a machine with a pickaxe and a crowbar. Chaba tried for 30 minutes but was unsuccessful, so decided, even though it was not authorized to drive such machinery, to use a forklift instead. He caused $750 worth of damage to the forklift and was fired. Was there just cause? Yeah, I think there's just cause. He told him to use a pickaxe and a crowbar. That's it. He didn't say, but then again, he didn't say he couldn't use the forklift. I think there's just cause. Can't wait to see you chatting with me on Twitter, Graphite, when you're done, that is. I'll have to see. Hold on, let me pull up your account now. That way I won't forget. Oh. There you are. There you go, dude. Alright. Absenteeism and lateness. Culpable is without good reason versus non-culpable, which is blameless or innocent. We already used the examples earlier. Culpable is stuff like maybe 1 time, 2 times most, you sleep past your alarm. Or there's a snowstorm. You can't get through the snow fast enough to get to work on a proper time. So, that's culpable. Non-culpable is if you're always constantly sleeping past your alarm. If you just decide you don't want to come in. If you decided you want to go for a walk that day instead of normally driving, but you didn't leave at an earlier time. That's culpable. Discipline but not dismissal is permissible following non-culpable absenteeism. So, you can be disciplined, yeah, but you can't be dismissed. Unless you have to go through, like, steps. So first you have to give a warning, and then you have to give a written warning, and then you can suspend them, and then you can fire them. Alright, a clear, communicated, and consistently enforced policy coupled with progressive discipline is well suited to addressing the repeated absenteeism or lateness. Absenteeism and lateness. For absences that relate to disabilities, the employers are required to accommodate employees to the point of undue hardship. Sorry, I got hiccups, man. If there is no realistic chance that the employee will return to work on a regular basis, dismissal may eventually be necessary. But the employer should be aware of disqualifying an employee from a long-term disability plan. Right. You gotta be careful with firing people that have disabilities. Yeah. Sexual harassment. An employer's proactive stance on sexual harassment, when coupled with procedural fairness in the investigation of complaints, will help it justify dismissals on this basis. Behavior at off-site business functions that include a social component can also lead to discipline if unwelcome conduct is engaged in. Bannister versus General Motors. Security supervisor. Are you gonna become a businessman because you're doing a lot of these laws? I already have my own business, if that helps. Yeah, I already have my own business. But I am... This is just an optional course. I went into marketing. Yeah. Monetize, then demonetize. That clip art is hot. Indeed. Alright, Bannister versus General Motors. Security supervisor tried to kiss young female members of his staff and asked them to sit on his knee and describe pornographic movies using sexual gestures. When the employer investigated the allegations against him, he denied any wrongdoing. After 20 years' service, he was fired. Duty to protect staff and the duty to protect the employer from civil suits outweighed the fact...
Check out my album El Mal Querer in the new YouTube Music app.
Outweighed the fact that he had a good record of service. Clip art is weird. Indeed it is. Intoxication. Subject to rights and protected by human rights legislation, intoxication on the job or at lunch may constitute grounds for dismissal. Don't drink on the job, guys. Ditchburn versus Landis and Geyer Powers Limited. Ads are bad. They support your creators, so they're not necessarily bad. They're annoying, I'll agree, but they're not bad. An employee with 27 years service was dismissed for drinking with a longtime client at lunch and driving a company car while impaired, during work hours and while engaged in company business. Intoxication. Progressive discipline is usually appropriate if an employee violates a policy prohibiting alcohol or drug use or intoxication and the employee is not suffering from an addiction disability and is not working in a safety-sensitive area. Nice clip art of my dad there. Oh my god, that's great. Substance abuse. Premium is good. Premium is great. Addiction. Substance abuse. Addiction is considered a disability under human rights law. So, dad was a jerk. Oh, that's a shame. That sucks. An employer cannot discipline an addicted employee for substance abuse. The employee must be accommodated to the point of undue hardship. I hope you're okay now. Accommodation usually involves providing rehabilitation services and allowing time off so the employee can attend these services. So, I cannot if I find out Professor Shy Guy is like, no, not Professor Shy Guy. We'll go with Tacos. If we find out like Tacos is addicted to pixie sticks. You have a food addiction to pixie sticks. Like we found you in a closet and just like there was powdered sugar everywhere. I couldn't fire you. I have to offer you rehabilitation services first. And then if you like deny it, you just say no to it, just continue whatever, then I can fire you. Other than that, I gotta offer you first. Flakes and Twix. Pixie sticks. But if rehabilitation proves unsuccessful, Pixie Stick Senpai. Oh my god. I have something to say. Gatomon have a Yoo-hoo addiction. There we go. So, see, I couldn't... If that was interfering with work... a Yoo-hoo addiction. Then I couldn't fire him. I have to offer him help first. That's the worst food addiction. Gee. But if rehabilitation... you guys. Proves unsuccessful dismissal on the grounds of frustration or contract or just cause may be justified. We're almost on this one. Prohibited grounds. It is unlawful to dismiss employees upon certain grounds, including employees asserting their rights under the Alberta Human Rights Act, the Employment Standard Code, the Occupational Health and Safety Act, the Workers' Compensation Act, or the Labor Relations Code. Employees refusing to engage in unsafe work, and employees' absence due to work-related cause. Oh boy. Almost there, guys. What the heck? This one's longer. Jeez. Alright. What is a wrongful dismissal? It is the dismissal without cause, without notice, and without pay in lieu of notice. In other words, it is a dismissal done improperly. Dismissal without cause. There is no such thing as job security. Provided that dismissal does not infringe a statute, an employer may dismiss any employee so long as it provides notice of dismissal or payment in lieu of notice. Probationary employees. Plus, you guys, this is actually just good stuff to know for your own work as well. When you guys start going to work. Employers have considerable latitude to fire the probationary employees if they find the employees unsuitable, incompatible with workplace, unable to meet present demands. So this is the third one, right? We're on the right one now? We're on the second one. We did those three, then we played. So after the next one, we can play again. And then we're on to the last two. Yeah. Employers have considerable latitude to fire probationary employees if they find the employee unsuitable. Example, incompatible with workplace, unable to be present in future demands. Act in good faith and with reasonable diligence, and offer employee fair opportunity to demonstrate ability to meet standards set on hiring. Maybe we can try voices again. With the next one. Common law, dismissal without cause. Dismissal for economic reasons is not considered just cause, so an employer who dismisses an employee due to financial constraints must provide advanced notice or pay in lieu of notice to that employee. The only exception to be obligated to provide notice in the absence of just cause is if the contract is frustrated. Frustration of contract. Very... grounds. Very rare. Impossibility of performance is where the employee's credentials are cancelled through no fault of her own and becomes too ill to work. The human rights issue arises, namely the obligation to accommodate on the basis of disability. Alright. Frustration of contract. A contract cannot be frustrated by foreseeable problems. Provision for such events should be made within the contract itself. So if an employer manages long-term disability coverage, this in itself suggests that lengthy incapacity was foreseen as possible, weakening the employer's argument that illness frustrated the contract. Alright. Alright. So like, if I knew that Junior was getting sick and he was telling me about it and stuff like that, I can't argue that I shouldn't have to pay you when like you're at home and you can't get to work anymore. I can't argue that because you told me. I knew you had this illness, and that I have to pay you. Yeah. But according to Demian's decision, frustration of contract occurs when an employee's incapacity is of a nature that is the further performance of employment duties is either impossible or would be radically different from the contemplated by the contract. Factors considered: terms of the contract include provision for sick pay, whether employed temporarily or for a fixed term or indefinite term, employment history, nature of the illness, and prospect of recovery. Love me some Team Smash with a brain-dead teammate. I don't know how Shy Guy feels. Oh boy, that's not good. Dismissal without just cause. Is there a termination clause in the contract? If not, what is a period of reasonable notice? Should the employee be required to work without the notice period? So, it changes depending on how long you work there. If you work there for more than 90 days, you need 2 weeks. Anything less than 90 days, you need 1 week. Anything over 3 years, you need 3 weeks. 4 weeks, anything over 4 years. Excuse me, boss, but I don't feel that good. Exactly. So then I'd have to do something. I'd have to get you help in that case. Especially if it might be my fault as the employer.
It only takes a second for an everyday item to become dangerous. New Tide Pods child
like Tide Pods, guys.
helps keep your laundry packs
The Tide Pods in the living room, in the laundry room, are not to be eaten. And if someone ate one, that would constitute an occupational hazard, I guess. Because I didn't tell you not to eat them. Alright, that kid was gonna eat them? Oh, he definitely was. I mean, they look like candy. Primary factors for determining reasonable notice. The relevant factors are those that impact the employee's ability to find similar work. Length of service, age of employee, position held, executive, managerial, entry level, availability of similar work, the job market, qualifications and training required, and a manner of dismissal. Bad faith? Amount of notice. For more senior, well-trained and long-term employees, the rule of thumb is a month per year of service. Has often been applied, but 18 to 24 months is a rough upper limit for reasonable notice, unless there's extenuating circumstances. Well, I always eat them. Is that why I'm sick, boss? Maybe. We should get you to a doctor. My problem was never Gatomon or tacos at all with the addiction. It's you with the Tide Pods. When you pick a sniper and ranked, I bet my team is still mad at me. That's okay. Dude, I'm sure it's gonna be okay. I think you're decent at ranked sniper, aren't you? If I remember correctly. This typically benefits managerial and executive employees, but the courts are beginning to reconsider whether it is justifiable to extend more notice to well-trained employees than to those with fewer skills, rationalizing that the issue ought to be how much time a person will need to find alternate work in those whose skills are more mobile and adaptable. Alright, secondary factors regarding reasonable notice. Whether employee was lured from secure job, pregnancy, health, ability to relocate, communication skills. Note, entitlement may not overlap with notice of dismissal as the purpose of which is different. Purpose of notice equals time to look for another job. Purpose of leave, time to establish a relationship with child. The matter of dismissal. Smash is laggy. That's sucky. That sucks. Good thing you paid for it. Working notice or pay in lieu. Up to the employer. If working notice is provided, employee must have practical opportunity to undertake job search during notice period. Entitlements are not exercised consecutively, not concurrently. Thus, are to be exercised consecutively, not concurrently. Thus, an employer cannot require an employee to use up her vacation time during a notice period. Meh, I won. Yay! Dismissal without just cause. Structuring the severance package. You got a lump sum payment. The employment's may be willing to settle for less if getting all the money up front. The salary continuation confirmation. Confirm this includes all statutory entitlements. Negotiate reduction when new employment found. Combination. Note, benefit payments required to continue. Get the employment to sign release. They cannot guarantee release to be signed until statutory entitlements are paid. Okay, but can require release, before further. Employee must be in a position. Employee must be in a position to use the notice period. I think online was all anyone cared about. Might as well call it Smash Online V2. For me, I just care about the offline. Personally, I don't play online, but it sucks. But hey, we'll see how good it is to play with you guys. Yeah. Dismissal without just cause. The duty to mitigate. It is the duty to lessen. Employee must. I keep saying 14 to my sister and nothing else. What? Why? It is the duty to try to lessen or minimize damages by, in the case of employment, looking for a comparable job. She's getting so annoyed. I say keep it up. Keep it up. No such duty under the ESC, the Employment Standards Code. Earnings are deducted from wrongful dismissal damages, but employers are liable for out-of-pocket job search expenses. What is a reasonable job search? What is a comparable job? Constructive dismissal occurs where the employer makes a significant change to fund. We know. Yeah. So, like, if I don't like that, like, if I don't like that Shy Guy, Gatamon, and Tacos, and Pew are, and Junior, if I don't like that you guys are, like, let's say joking behind my back and stuff, I can't, like, send Gatamon to Russia. I can't send Gatamon to Russia, Shy Guy to China, Pew to the Arctic, Tacos. I can't send you to the middle of Saskatchewan. I can't do that because that would constitute constructive dismissal, you know? I was. Sister has left the room. Constructive dismissal. Untenable working conditions. Employer has implied duty to maintain a safe, harassment-free workplace and treat employees with respect and dignity. Bullying can claim constructive dismissal if the employer is not responsive in addressing it. If bullying is on prohibited grounds, the employee can also file a human rights complaint. Just added a whole ton of blues music to the playlist, non-copyright. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for looking for that non-copyright for me. Duty to mitigate. Is the employee obliged to stay on the offered position until she finds alternative employment? Mifsud case qualified that the employee may be required to accept the lesser position if working relationships are non-acrimonious and salary work conditions remain the same and are not demeaning. I just learned how not to spell. Oh, how? 15 has left the chat.